Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and today I'm looking at a new release that came out with this week's Shonen magazine, Shonen Jump, and it's called Demon Poro's Diary, or Demon Prince Poro's Diary, chapter number 1. It's the first chapter, like 50 odd pages of it, so it was really interesting. And with everything new recently, it turns up on a synchronized release, English and Japanese, with the Viz Media for the first 3 chapters, something called Jumpstart, and they're looking to do this with the 6 new releases, this being the 3rd. At some point I will also cover U19 or under 19 first 2 chapters. I'll probably do that next video, but for this video we're talking about the Demon Prince's Prince Poro's Diary. With that being said, let's get into this review. So this chapter was interesting. I actually liked the introduction, and it kind of left it open-ended, so it's interesting. So I'll go through the chapter, or the main things I enjoyed of the chapter, which I found really funny, and I'll go over everything else and what I thought about it overall. So let's kind of go through it. So the few things to take from this: the art in itself isn't the most overly developed. It kind of reminds me a little bit of from the creators of One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100, that type of artesque thing. There's more action, and you can see the detail less but more, it's got more oomph to it, I guess. So I like that to a certain degree, and it is that definite oomph throughout the rest of the chapter, but the art isn't the most detailed, which is fine, to be fair. I have no problems with that. The story, the concept, is actually pretty cool. So let's just kind of explain how this all works. So the Demon Prince Poro, like he says, he's the Demon Prince, is the son of the Demon King. The Demon King being the ruler of all hell. The Prince is basically next in line at the moment to become the King. But the way it works in that world is once the Demon King retires, whoever holds the number 1 rank of power is next in line to become Demon King. Now, how do you achieve number 1 status? Basically by fighting. So everyone fights to build up their ranks, and as soon as someone becomes number 1, they are next in line to become Demon King. Now, who is number 1 at the moment under the Demon King? Number 1 of the Demon King at the moment is his son. His son Poro is actually probably the strongest at the moment. He's hella strong. Here's the catch though. He doesn't like violence, he doesn't like fighting, and he doesn't like his world being that way. One of his escapes is the human world, and we see this section of his room full with stuff that we recognize. There's like a Statue of Liberty there, there's Goku statue, there's a Luffy statue, there's all these different consoles. I'm sure there's a PlayStation, a Nintendo 64, a GameCube, a Wii, all the things that we're familiar with. He basically has it in his room. He has like a plasma TV, a motorbike. I think he has Furby the car, or Kirby the car, whichever one it is. And also he's got a globe and the works. So he's really in love with the way Earth is. It's like a holiday for him. He likes to go there, and he decides to go to Japan. The problem with all of this is demons are on his case all the time. We see 2 characters, Fu and Rai, who are basically really weak in comparison to him. They're like rank 3000-ish. The stupid thing about this is they're so weak that even the things that the Demon King does on a regular basis, the Demon Prince Poro does on a regular basis or deals with, is a lot stronger than they are. For example, his book is ranked 101st. First, his comic book that he reads, the demon book that he reads, is ranked 101st, and they're like ranked 3000. A lemon that he used to use when he's in the human world to calm himself down is ranked 398th. And a door that he's scared of is ranked 77th for being alive. So it's kind of funny. So there's a very comedic element to this. So he gets to Earth, and basically he's nervous, so he wants to go in there. And because he's strong, he breaks the door, not realizing the power difference between the doors in Hell and Earth. He makes a friend called Yuta, who's basically like the biggest delinquent in the area, in the school. Who basically becomes his friend, helps him with some bullies. Eventually, he basically gets captured by this Fu and Rai, which really pisses off the prince. He gets so pissed off that he punches a hole that creates a tear in the space-time continuum, sending him back to hell. He is that strong. He is hella strong. But ironically, he doesn't like violence, so you have to really push him to do so. After all of this, Yuta, knowing now he's a demon and so strong, is not scared He actually accepts him, which is kind of cool for a first chapter because you need that friend that has your back. So ultimately, as the story will continue, I'd imagine basically he'll kind of get him out of jams in terms of revealing himself and keeping his identity, meanwhile using his power to his own advantage when he wants to fight. At the end of the chapter, we see that he's making plans to go back to Hell so that he can make Hell more like Earth and be a fun place, because he spent some time with Yuta there, go to cinemas and karaoke. He enjoyed that so much, he wants to make Hell like Earth. At the end, we see that there's some demons that see that Ryan Fu have returned, and they're like, oh, he's gone to Earth, we better go kick his ass. So stronger demons will now come to fight him on Earth to get his rank. So all this is going to happen on a regular basis. With this being new, like anything, we don't know if it's going to continue. I said that about Demon's Plan, I said that Amalgam of Distortion, and I'm pessimistic because of how hard it is. That being said though, this was thoroughly enjoyable and I really look for it to continue. The way I'm going to deal with these chapters is I'm going to reread and go over the first two that come in Jumpstart. If they get picked up by a scanner later and there's regular releases, I will review them then. If they get picked up in bulk, I might just do a once in a month thing, and that's the best way I'm going to deal with them, honestly, because I don't want to hold any hopes up. And it's kind of like up until the like 50 chapters plus where you can really think, okay, we might have something here. So I'm going to play it by ear, but for the time being, this is my review of the chapter. I do recommend definitely reading it. I enjoyed it more than I thought it would. It made me chuckle. It might be a comedy action type of thing, so I recommend it at this stage, and we'll see what happens with it. And hopefully it continues and I can review this on a regular basis up until it becomes a regular review with no chance of it being cancelled. I will use a normal introduction, basic thumbnail, if a thumbnail at all, and hopefully when it does get progressive and I'm doing it regular, I'll create an open intro for it and everything else. Anyway, that is my review. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed the chapter. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time.